Hi, everybody, and welcome Mentor Monday. Wow, wow, wow. And we have an exciting surprise. Our mentor and leader is hosting. He's going to start hosting the first Monday of the month. So we got him out of that busy schedule of his. And so we're still going to have every Monday, as always, Mentor Mondays with all of our mentors and speakers. But first Monday of the month, we start strong and we start with our Platinum International, Dave Daughtrey. So there's not a lot to say because everybody knows our mentor of mentors. So I'm going to pass it on. So please keep inviting, keep texting, and let's start filling the room with all of the people that you want Dave to talk to and them to get inspired. So today is all about action. We had our big Spanish event Saturday, and wow, people are still texting and taking pictures. So we got to do a good English one too, because you know it's always more exciting in the Spanish market, but we got to get there with our English teams. So welcome everybody from Africa, US, Spain, Belize, and everybody else. Now your mentor of mentors, Dave Daughtrey. Now, Dave, go ahead.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you everyone for joining in today. Hopefully we'll have more people joining us. You know, I look at these meetings that we do, you know, these Zooms, we have them, a lot of meetings that we do, opportunity meetings, trainings, product training, business training, and of course, this Mentor Monday. And I reflect back and I remember one of my mentors, his name was Jim Rohn. And Jim actually was quite famous. He passed away a couple of years ago, but he was quite famous. He was considered the world's greatest business philosopher. And he loved network marketing. He actually helped launch a company called Herbalife with a young 18-year-old young man named Mark Hughes, who was the founder of that company. And so he loved network marketing. And one day, my mentor, at the time, I was 22 years old. My mentor, his name was Joe, called me up and he said, "Hey, David, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm getting ready to go party. It's Friday night, Joe, and I'm 22 years old and single, and I'm going to go have fun with my buddies." And he says, "No, you're not." He says, "You're going to go with me to a seminar." And I said, "A seminar on Friday night?" He says, "Yeah, get your tie and put a jacket on. I'm going to pick you up in about 30 minutes. And he came and picked me up and he took me. And that was one of those life-changing moments that night for me. It changed my life. It sent me off into an interesting direction and a very, prosperous and profitable direction. And so I look at these meetings and I hope and I pray that if it's just one person that listens to one of our meetings and it changes their way of thinking, their life, their attitude, their perception of what they can achieve, it makes everything worth it. And that's why I love this business so much, is because over 2 million people have joined my network since I joined For Life. And many of them, this has changed their life dramatically. So going back to that night that I went to the seminar, I'll never forget because I looked at my ticket. I got there, I looked at my ticket and it was the first row number 1. I thought, okay, it's kind of cool. Walk up, sit down. Joe, my mentor, sits next to me on the left. Well, 3 guys came in and I was right in front of the podium where the speaker talks. I mean, I could, toss a little rock and hit him. I mean, it's right there. And so 3 guys sit next to me. I had no clue who they were. And the first one, he goes, "Young man," he goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name is Dave Daughtrey." Back then it was David Daughtrey. And he says, "Nice to meet you, David. My name is Jim Rohn." I had no idea who Jim Rohn was. The guy next to him reaches over and he says, "Hey, David, good to meet you. My name is Zig Ziglar." I thought that was a funny name, Zig. Turns out that he's very famous for his saying, "Meet you at the top," or "See you at the top." Zig Ziglar always says, "See you at the top." Great motivational speaker. And next to him was a bald guy. And the bald guy reached way over and shook my hand and he says, "David, pleasure to meet you. My name is Mark Victor Hansen." Well, I had no idea who Mark Victor Hansen was. Turns out Mark Victor Hansen is one of the co-authors with Jack Canfield of a series of books called Chicken Soup for the Soul. And so those three guys were the speakers that night. And it changed my life. It opened up my way of thinking, a different way of thinking about business, personal development, network marketing. And I'll never forget one of the things that Jim said to me that night. He said, David, and looking back, calling me by my first name is pretty cool. He said, David, I want to give you a word of advice. You must attend every single meeting, rally, convention, seminar that your company conducts, because some will change your life. Some will make you grow leaps and bounds. And there might be some that might be boring, but you attend all of them because you don't know which ones are the ones that are going to change your life. And that's how I approach these meetings that we do, whether it's a Mentor Monday, whether it's an opportunity call. I try to give everything I can to help, to do what I can to influence, inspire. Help's probably not the right word, but hopefully I'm helping. But influence, inspire, motivate, all right, educate people to take the next step so they can move in the direction that they need to go for their lives. These meetings aren't always about how many people get on the call. It's great when you got 200, 400, 500, 1,000 people. I did a meeting with tens of thousands of people one time. That was a live meeting years ago. But these meetings here, you can have one or two people. And if those one or two people, it changes their life, they see something and something clicks and they're like, you know what? Today's my day. Today's the day I'm going to go out and I'm going to make it happen. You're going to make the change. You're going to do what you need to do to go in the direction you need to go. And so that's what I look at. I went and did a meeting one time, and I talk about this many times. I was asked to go to Puerto Rico to do a meeting, and I discussed it with my wife, Gabby, because I was told there's just a few people would show up, but they would be people that understand this business. Something told me, I'm pretty good at reading people. I'm pretty good at when I talk to someone on the phone, back then it was on the phone, it wasn't a Zoom, there was no video. This is year 2000. So we're talking 22 years ago. And so I talked to this individual, and many of you know he is named Dr. Amino Nevares. And he said, well, if you're willing to come to Puerto Rico to do a presentation, there probably won't be a lot of people, but the ones that are going to come have dreams, and they're willing to do what it takes to achieve those dreams. They understand networking, and they've been involved with other companies in the past. But I want to tell you something, David, he said, these people, their dreams have been hurt. They've been crushed because they got into network marketing with other companies and it failed. Now, that doesn't mean they failed. It failed. Doesn't mean they're failures. The people aren't failures. The company let them down. And so what I needed to focus on was basically kind of rekindling the fire of their dreams and showing them that For Life is different than other companies. And when you understand that, when you really understand what we have with For Life, you become very proud. I'm very proud of our company. 22, well, actually 24 years now, we've been around. Here's a statistic I'd like you all to jot down and remember this, because the day will come when you will talk to someone that's been in network marketing and they have a negative attitude or perception towards it, but they need to understand network marketing didn't let them down. It didn't fail them at all. The company they represented might have, the people they represented might have, their upline might have. Many times people just jump in network marketing and get excited and they don't even know the company. They don't know the culture. They don't know the people. They just get excited. And I understand that. It happens all the time. All right. So here's the thing. The business is a business model. All right. And the business model, I consider it the best business model in the world. And jot this down, please. Why is it the best business model in the world? It's the best business model in the world because you don't have to carry all of the responsibilities to build a business. You see, you get to do one thing only. And by doing that one thing only, you get to focus. But even though you can focus on one thing, nothing will happen unless you take action to make it happen. All right. You've got to say, you know what? I'm going to take action today. Today's the day I'm going to invite someone to an opportunity call or an opportunity meeting. Today's the day I'm going to present to someone. Maybe you're comfortable presenting the 4Life opportunity. Maybe you're not. Maybe you would prefer just to invite them so somebody else presents. I did that for years and years and years when I got involved in network marketing. At first, I was afraid to do a presentation, but the people that did the presentation were really good. So my responsibility was just get people there, just get them there. And then when I did my first presentation, I put everything I had into it. Don't remember what I said, but apparently I did an okay job because people wanted me to continue to do presentations. So the point that I'm making though is this: knowledge will give you confidence. So it's understanding something makes you more confident about it. But you can have all the knowledge in the world and all the confidence in the world. And I told my daughter Leslie this morning, we were talking before this call. I said, if you don't take action though, nothing's going to happen. I look at it like swimming. You can read books about swimming, the breaststroke, the backstroke, the butterfly stroke, all the strokes there are in swimming. You can watch people swim all day long in videos. My question would be to you, has that made you a swimmer, a better swimmer, or a swimmer at all? No. You've got to get in the pool. You got to get wet. All right. Now, I understand you might want to get in at first up to your waist because you don't want to drown. It's okay. You don't want to jump into a pool that's 12 feet deep and you know nothing about swimming. But start where you can stand up. Same thing here. Start where you have people on your team, your upline, they're willing to say, hey, you know what? If you get someone to come to the table, or you've got someone interested, let's talk to them together. I'll do it with you. So you guys, we all need to be working our downline. And if you don't have a downline, if you don't have someone yet signed up, go talk to someone, invite them to come and listen to what this is all about. All right. So, and again, if you talk to someone that is negative about network marketing, they just don't understand. They don't really understand the model. Now, let me share this with you, okay? In your action that you're taking, talking to people, and you're talking to them about a business, you can say things like this. How would it be if you could have a business where you could work from home, you didn't have to carry any inventory, you didn't have to send out products or anything to anybody, you had no employees, you had no offices, no overhead expenses except maybe, your internet, all right? No licensing, you don't have to pay payroll taxes, none of that stuff. And yet you can have an international business all over the world where there's many, many employees willing to work for you and you don't have to pay them. Someone else does. Someone else does all of the processing of payments. Someone else builds the website for you. Someone else prepares, these trips for you to go on. All you have to do is just share the concept with people. And guess what? What does it cost to join a business like that? $25. What do you get for your $25? All those things I just said, plus a personal website so that you can share with people and they can buy anything from your website, and you're going to get paid a residual income every time someone goes and buys from your website. It's a wonderful business. Who wouldn't want to have a business like that? All you have to do is one simple thing. Learn to be a messenger. Learn to share with people this concept. And your monthly investment, it's $25 to start. But every month, you invest in yourself. You simply invest in some of these products and you consume them. You use them yourself. And this is what I'm going to be talking to a young lady I'll be talking to today named Kimmy. I'm going to go do a presentation, talk to her a bit about this. And I'm going to tell her, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a business that you just invest in yourself every month? You're investing in a couple of bottles of product for you, your husband, your kids, 100 life points. That's it. If you add it all up, you're probably talking a year, on a yearly basis. You're probably investing about $1,500 a year in your business. Maybe if it's 2,000. So what? That's annually. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing for a business. And here's what's great about it. You've got a team of people to help keep you motivated and inspired. All right. So back to what Jim Rohn told me when he said, Dave, attend every meeting. We did, Claudia was with me on a Zoom we did over the weekend. And it was called Conectate, which in English just means, get connected. All right. And as Jim Rohn told me, attend every meeting, every event you can.
I muted you. I'm sorry. I muted you. Unmute yourself. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No worries. So as Jim Rohn told me, attend every meeting, every opportunity you can with your company, because that means you will be connected. Okay. When you're connected, you're involved. When you're involved, you're committed. Now, the first thing I said today on this call was I was hoping and praying that just one of you today, when we finish this, tells yourself, you know what? Today is the day I'm making a change in my life. Today is the day I'm going to do what I need to do to establish my financial independence, my personal development, my growth. This business isn't all just about making money. Making money is wonderful. I've made millions and millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars in For Life. That's great. I love it. But I look at how much I've grown as a person, as I've grown as a networker. In Spanish, we say multinivelista. I am a networker. I'm a professional multi-leveler. I'm a professional network marketer. That's what I am. If somebody said, what's your career? I'm a network marketer. I represent a company. I build a distribution and network with people all over the world. Would you like to learn how to do the same thing? I'll show you. It's that simple, you guys. This isn't rocket science, but I hope and pray every time I get onto a meeting that someone will say, you know what? It's my turn. Now I want to become the next platinum, gold, or bronze, whatever, but nothing will happen until you take action. All right. And the action that you have to take, well, start by just making sure when you talk to someone, you know what you're going to tell them. That's all. Now, let me share with you two stories real quick. The last two people that I prospected recently. One, Kimmy, the one I'm going to meet today. I was with Odin, my dog, at the baseball field. I take him down there every day in the evening time and throw a ball and let him run. He has to run. And I do it before the kids come and play baseball. Well, I got there late this particular day. And so the cars were coming and kids were getting out of the car. And I was getting ready to take Odin and leave. And this lady parked right next to me. She got out and Odin ran up to her and she pet him. Her kids got out and went running towards the ball field. I made a simple comment. I just simply said, watching these kids come here and play reminds me of when I had my kids playing at this park and I was their coach. That was 14 years ago. And she said, oh, isn't it great, to be able to, so we started a conversation, simple conversation. Sometimes the biggest mistake we make is not engaging in a conversation. Just engage in some conversation with this person, this prospect. So as we talked, I realized that she was very charismatic, vivacious, had a great energy about her, great personality. And I thought, man, what does she do for a living? And I asked her, I said, I'm curious, what do you do for a living? And she says, I work in the immunization department for the school district. Immunization. I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. Well, then I said this to her. I said, you'd be really good at what I do. And she says, what do you do? And I says, well, I'm what you call a networker. I represent a company called For Life. And I happen to be wearing this shirt that I'm wearing right now. It's got For Life logo on it. And she goes, oh, like the shirt you're wearing. And I said, yeah, like the shirt I'm wearing. And I said, tell you what, I said, would you mind if I went and got some samples of a couple of products to give to you and you can try it and we just talk later? And she said, sure. Well, I got back to my house and I couldn't make it down. I asked her for her phone number. I said, would you mind giving me your number and I will send you some information. I want to give you a couple of samples to try our products. She was like, yeah, for sure. Let me try them. No problem. Well, I texted her and I couldn't make it back down right after that night, but she said she had a baseball game on Saturday with her kids. I showed up at the game, gave her some Energy Go sticks, some Rio Vita sticks. It's that simple. What did it cost me? What's a Rio Vita stick? I don't know, about maybe 5 cents, 10 cents, even if it's 25 cents, or even if it's $1 for crying out loud. I gave her a couple of Go sticks and Rio Vita sticks. And I messaged her a couple of days later. She loved them. And I gave her one protein bar, one of the 4 Life protein bars. She loved that. So anyhow, the point is this. It all began because I took action and engaged in a conversation. Now let me go to the next one. Here's the next. So what's the lesson of this first one? When you're talking to someone, tell them, you'd be really good at what I do, or you'd be really good at my kind of business. And they're going to ask you, what is that kind of business? I went into, this on a side note, I went into an airport one time on my way to South America. And I was in an airport and the flight was late. And I walked into one of those little news stores where it's mainly newspapers and stuff. And they sell, candy and drinks. And there's a little convenience store. I went in there, and here's another way I engaged in conversation. I asked the man behind the counter, I said, what would be a good newspaper to run an ad in this area? And he said to me, well, what kind of ad do you want to run? I said, I'm looking for people that would like to become a business partner of mine. They would like to partner up with me in business. Well, guess what? He asked me, what kind of business is it? And I briefly told him some of the benefits I just shared with you guys: health and wellness, residual income, international, work your own schedule, work with a team. I went through all these benefits. And you know what he told me? And it's kind of funny. He goes, well, I'm interested. He says, I own this store. He said, my employee was sick today. He couldn't show up. So I came in to fill in for him. So yeah, I'm interested. So the point I'm trying to make is there are people out there everywhere waiting to listen about this. Eventually, someone will talk to them. If I mention companies like Herbalife, Amway, Forever Living, New Skin, all right, people say, oh yeah, I've heard of one of those companies. Word got around enough to where you heard about it. You see, it took time, but eventually it happened. The same is going to happen with For Life, you guys. The very same thing. So the question is, are you going to be the one to tell them, or is someone else going to be the one to tell them? All right. You have to decide. It's going to be you. The second person that I talked to was at Home Depot. I took Odin to Home Depot. I try to take him out with me to go in stores and things like that. So he's very socialized and very well behaved. And he happened to recognize a lady that he hadn't seen for almost a year, because I take him there all the time. And his tail started wagging. And I was wondering, why is his tail wagging? There must be someone he knows. Well, she was putting some things on shelves. She works there. And all of a sudden she looked over at him and she bent down and she goes, oh, baby, a little baby, to Odin, and he's all like oh, Mr. Wiggles, all happy. And her name's Araceli. And we started talking and she goes, my gosh, he's so big, because he was just a puppy when he saw her last time. And I asked her a question. We were just talking briefly. And I said, are you guys hiring here at Home Depot? How often do you hire? And you know what she said to me? Are you looking for a job? And I said, no, it's for my son, Ryan, my 20-year-old. I said, I've got a wonderful business all over the world. It's international business. In fact, we have business in Mexico, because I knew she was Latina. And I said, it's in health and wellness. And then you know what she asked me? She goes, are you hiring? And I said, no, we don't hire people as employees. I teach them how to build a business on their own. I work with them and show them and inspire and coach and mentor and all that. You guys can say the same thing. Even if you feel like, well, I'm not a coach, I'm not a mentor. You are mentors. All right. Every one of you is a mentor. If you have children, I hope you mentor your children if you have kids, all right? Everyone can be a mentor. Mentor is just something up here in your head. It's just about helping other people, guiding other people, educating other people. If you know something they don't know, you can mentor them. It's that simple. All right. So when I told her this, she said, well, hey, I'm social. I told her, I said, it's a social business. It's about building relationships. And she goes, I'm social. She said, I like talking to people. And I said, you know what? Let me come back. I'll get it. I said, give me your phone number and I'll send you some information. I'm going to come back. I'm going to give you again. I like to use Go Sticks and Rio Vita sticks as a sample. Okay. And I went back and gave her, Gabby put a little cellophane thing, one protein bar. I think it was one Go Stick and one Rio Vita, one of each. And I gave it to her. So yeah, I guess that's an investment. I might have invested $1.50, maybe even $2 in that little sample. And I took it to her and gave it to her. Went back again over this weekend and she's excited. She wants to know more. So you'll be seeing her, I'm sure, on one of the Spanish calls coming up that we'll be doing. Araceli is her name. So you guys, here's the point I'm trying to make. Action, action, action. All right. If you don't know what to say, you can learn what to say. Start with the benefits of this business. What kind of business are you in? Health and wellness. Educating people that by investing in their own personal health, working from home, your own schedule, no expenses, a website already built for you, your personal website, employees all over the world with offices that are there to serve you. Maybe you know someone in Japan. Maybe you know someone in Bolivia. Maybe you know someone in Spain, Colombia. There are people there ready to serve you and help you with your business. All right. Residual income. You share this with someone every time they buy a 4Life product. If they're in your network, you earn a residual income. What an incredible concept. All right. Residual income, if you think about it, how many people really experience that in their lifetime? Very few. Very few people ever experience what it's like to earn an income from something that you did weeks, months, or years ago. In my case, decades ago. I started decades ago and I still receive a residual, and it's equal tens of millions of dollars of income, you see? But it all began, you guys, it all began with that first person I sponsored, the first one I talked to, and then the second one. And every time I approached somebody, I would approach them with the attitude that one of three things are going to happen. When I open my mouth, excuse me, I got one of my little dogs here barking. When I open my mouth and share this with someone, I have the attitude that one of three things are going to happen. I made a friend and nothing happens. It's okay. Maybe nothing will happen today with Kimmy. Maybe nothing will happen with Araceli. I'll tell you what, we're definitely friends. You know what I'm saying? I can see them somewhere and say, hey, how are you doing? And they'll say hi, and they're very friendly. All right. Number two, they become a customer. All right. I try to get them to become a customer. Every one of us is customers. If you use the product, even if you've signed up, you're still a customer. All right. So they become a customer, and then I follow up with them to see if I can get them to become a distributor. Customers make great distributors, you guys. You know, we all had to try the product. And 4Life, by the way, they're best known for their products, the quality of their products. They work, they're patented. All right. We've got incredible products. You can be very proud of sharing these products with people. And then three, they want to sign up and they want to make money too. They want to be part of the 4Life family that builds and grows and develops and mentors and inspires others. All right. So I want to share this with you. We're going to cut short today a little bit because I've got a Brazil mentor call coming up. But I want to say that in your sharing with people, understand something. Stories sell. Facts tell. What do I mean by that? Stories sell, facts tell. There's one you can write down. Remember that. It's a great one-liner. Stories sell. People love stories. Recently, I heard an infomercial on the radio. And it was interesting how the person would talk about their product and they'd say, let's go to Jay Michael and listen to Jay Michael's testimony, how it impacted his life. and hear J. Michael testimony. And then she'd talk a little bit more about the product, the benefits of it, the ingredients in it, what it does, and how pure it is, and so forth. And he said, let's go to Lydia and listen to how this impacted Lydia's life and what it did for her. And Lydia would tell her story. The point is, stories sell. People love stories. We are in the storytelling business. Every single one of you is developing your story. Maybe you have a product story, using the product. I love 4Life products. I have no problem telling people how the products have impacted my life. I love the protein. It's helped me develop and maintain muscle mass. I love the Go Sticks. I love transfer factor. I love the fact that when COVID came around and hit, I got COVID last October. Yeah, sure, I felt a little sick, but you know what? Because I'd taken transfer factor for so many years, my immune system responded rapidly. So there you go. When you talk to people, if you've got a story, share the story. If you don't, okay, use someone else's story. Use my story, use Claudia's story, you hear stories all the time. Go on the 4Life website, and I'm sure you'll see some stories. Or our ambassadors in motion, AIM, get on our Facebook group. All right. Ambassadors in motion. Claudia, if you can put that in the chat, make sure everybody has that. Get into our private Facebook group. There's stories there. All right. But let's say that you go, well, I don't have a story that I can tell people. Well, you know what? Then fine. Go to facts. Stories sell, facts tell. All right. What kind of fact? Well, think about this. Borrowed immunity. How would it be if you could borrow immune knowledge, immune information, and that information educated your immune system to respond to a threat? That's why people had problems with COVID. It's because their immune system didn't respond quick enough. Their immune system didn't recognize the threat. But what if you could educate your immune system to recognize that threat, respond to it, and remember it, so sometime it comes around again, which it will. Look at what's happened already. I don't know what we're on now. Omicron number 20. I don't know. But the point is, your immune system will remember it. Borrowed immunity. If somebody says, well, is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. We have it in a product called transfer factor. Transfer factor. You're transferring immune knowledge, educating your immune system to recognize these threats. We got videos about it. We've got all kinds of documentation. There's like, what now, 40,000, I think, studies on transfer factor. All kinds of studies on transfer factor. So we've got a product that has a positive impact on people's health. We're in the health and wellness business. What you tell people is up to you, all right? Whether it's a story or it's a fact, or you're shy and quiet and you're like, well, you know what? Let me just send you something. I'll use the 4Life app and I'm going to send you a video that you can watch. Do that. But the point is, get out and start planting some seeds. Plant the seeds with people. You go back, you water it, you fertilize it. And how do you do that? You follow up with them. How are you doing, Jim Michael? How are you doing, Bancy? How are you doing, Susie? How are you doing, Yvonne? I'm just calling you back to follow up and check and see how you're doing. If you have any questions about the 4Life products. And when you follow up with people, you share anything that you can as positive. I took some energy Go Sticks, and I tell you what, I felt so sleepy at my work today, but I took Go Sticks in the afternoon. Man, I felt awesome. I wanted to get up and run a mile, or I want to tell you something, Bancy. I signed up just 3 months ago, and I've already got 10 people in my organization. This is actually kind of fun. I'm enjoying this. You really ought to come and take a look at it. Or let's say that somebody signed up in your downline in another country. Your business just went international. What great news is that? You call someone and say, hey, Joanne, I just want to let you know that my business is now in Germany, or it's in Korea. You're sharing good news. Let me tell you something. People will listen to good news to a certain point, and finally, they're going to say, okay, what do I got to do? What if you went from, hey, I sponsored my first person, Joan, and I just want to let you know that we're going, the business has started, and you call back. Call Joan back again. Joan, I made diamond. I'm a diamond now with 4Life. This is awesome. Joan's not ready yet. Call Joan back again a few months later. Hey, Joan, I'm a presidential diamond now. I just won a trip. I'm going on a 4-life cruise. Woo! Can you believe that? Well, as you keep going, next thing you know, you're talking to Joan. Maybe your income hit 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. Joan's going to get to the point where she's going to go, all right, what do I got to do? The point is this. It's not your responsibility to make people ready. They're ready or they're not ready. But it is our responsibility to get out there and share and tell stories and even tell facts with people. When they're ready, they're ready. Maybe they're ready right away because they need something in their life and they're ready to do it. Maybe Kimmy, when I talk to her today, she's ready right now. Maybe she'll be ready later. Now, obviously, I come from a little bit of a different viewpoint. I've made millions of dollars in 4Life. You know, I'll pull up in a Mercedes-Benz, a SUV, when I go to talk to her. You know, I've been quite successful. The business does get a bit simpler. I can even say easier when you've got some documentation. And here's another one-liner for you to remember. Write this one down. Documentation beats conversation. So you get out there and you bust your butt to get some documentation, whether it's signing up one person, signing up 10 people, going international, becoming a diamond, getting a presidential diamond, you know, whatever it is, you know, whatever you can share with someone is positive, that's positive documentation. All right. So in closing, I want to say this. Nothing makes me different than any of you. All right. I just took action. I wanted to learn and grow and develop. And I understood something that was told to me when I was young. I was told by another mentor of mine. He said, David, if you want to earn more money, in other words, if you want to earn more, you need to become more. And I didn't understand that at that time. I understand it now. I'm a completely different person than I was when I was 22, in my 20s and 30s, even 40s and 50s. I'm 62. Can you believe that? But all along the way, I've grown. And let me tell you, I feel honestly, and you might have heard this before, but the times I've grown the most haven't been when the business is the best. It's been when it's the most difficult, because that's when I had to dig deep and come up with ways to either sponsor somebody new, start a new leg, you know, or do something a bit different, you know, but just get out there and talk to people. All right. This business is cyclical, you guys. It goes through cycles. All right. There's ups and downs. Everybody, you all know the road to success isn't a straight line. It's all over the place. All right. And it's emotional. I was asked one time what the most difficult thing for me has been in my 4Life journey of the success that I've had. And it's this: controlling my emotions. I'm an emotional person. My highs are higher and my lows are lower. I get very emotional, but I consider that a positive thing because people, they feel emotion. So when I do a presentation, it comes from my heart. You know, I'm just not making a bunch of garbage up. You know, it's really, it's heartfelt, you know, when I talk to someone and I take an interest in them. I'm really interested in them and their success. All right. So let's all get out there. Let's share, take action. I hope and pray that this is the day that you say, hey, I'm going to do it. You're going to either go out and sponsor your first person, or you're going to go out and you're going to rise to the next level, whether it's builder or diamond or presidential diamond. Set that goal and then get out and take action and make it happen. Bring people to the opportunity meetings, the opportunity Zooms, okay? We're going to be doing some things, modifying them, I think in a very, very positive direction. And I'm really excited, you guys. We're at a great, great time right now. One last thing I want to share. During times of economic crisis, our business thrives. It thrives because people have to survive. People look for a way to survive. We have a business that anybody can start today. It's extremely inexpensive to get started. $25. And I think in most of your markets, if you're an emerging market, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's $10. So $10, start a business, no inventory, no overhead. You all know the benefits. I've been through all that. But the point is, people are looking for ways just to make an extra $300, $500 a month. In the United States, there's a statistic that 80% of all bankruptcies would have been prevented with an extra $500 a month. $500 a month. You know, we're not talking millions or hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands or thousands. $500 a month would prevent 80% of bankruptcies. So it all starts with earning that first $50, $100, $200, and you go from there and you keep on building. So you guys, thanks for joining in today. You know, we love you, care about you. We want you to be successful. All right. But here's another one-liner. If it is to be, it's up to me. Every one of us should be saying that. If it is to be, it's up to me. No one can do it for you. You've got to make the decision to do it yourself. So Claudia, I'll pass it back to you to finish up. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Hearts and applauses, claps, use your emojis. Very good. Thank you, Juan Carlos, for doing that. So 29 people in 5 countries in our first English Mentor with Dave after a little vacation. So that's great. So remember that the calendar has Health Talk with Dr. Regina, and then every other Thursday we have Talk to the Coach, and Saturdays we have Business Opportunity with Dr. Regina. So that's daytime for our hemisphere, nighttime for Kenya and Ghana. But remember that we'll be adding a few more times for business opportunities and another English training, but we need to fill the rooms that we have now. So unless we start getting more people, we're not really going to open more times right now. So let's focus on those meetings that we have. Bring your people. There's one of each: Business Opportunity, Mentor Monday, Health Talk. So let's fill those rooms first. And that way we can schedule more time. What a great talk. Remember the English team. And as Dave said, he's, I don't know if he said it in this meeting, but he did. He's going to focus so much in English and North America, which even if you're in another country, but you speak English, it kind of falls on your good thing, right? Because North America is probably the country that needs the most work. So wherever you are, remember.
And even if you don't speak English, Claudia, let's say you speak Spanish. Yeah. There's a lot of people who speak Spanish in this country. And the people that speak Spanish here, a lot of them know English or know someone that speaks English. So you can get into a market, you know, through people of the same language that you speak.
Exactly. So Dave has to jump to another meeting. So I just want to close. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So I have USA, Colombia, Spain, Ghana, and Kenya. Was there another country that joined us that I would like to congratulate
Colombia.
you? Which one?
Colombia, Anna.
No, I got Colombia. USA,
oh, okay.
Colombia, Spain, Ghana, and Kenya. But sometimes we have some of the African countries.
I saw Belize.
Oh, and Belize. You're right. She jumped out. Now, the next thing is I also want to honor the new people today, because I want to say hi to our gold Leslie, who I don't know if she's still there, but thank you, Leslie, for joining us and being here with us. And the names that I don't recognize, which are Lydia, I think I've seen her before, but I'm not sure, because we're going to start having new people come in. I want to make sure I recognize everybody. So Lydia Tulisiak, what country are you from and who invited you? Lydia. I think I recognize almost everybody else. And I saw Lydia for a little bit without her camera.
Probably the US.
That's what I'm thinking, but she's saying she's speaking Spanish too. So maybe Europe, because we get a lot of Europe people now in the meeting. So
yeah,
Lydia,
yeah, she's from, Leslie says she's from the US.
Hi, Lydia. Did you speak English, Lydia?
Ella habla español e inglés, pero está bien.
Muy bien, Lydia, bienvenida.
Gracias, Lydia.
She lives in San Diego. Okay, very good. Okay, so remember, I put the calendar several times. We have over 50 meetings running, Portuguese, English, and French. So make sure that whatever market you're targeting, you get people to the meetings, because we got lots of them. So over 50 meetings for each one of you. Dr. Gina, thank you always. I want to honor you. Charles from Ghana, and all the diamonds, presidentials that joined us. Thank you for your hard work, and let's continue. Make sure that you get those tickets for Connection For Utah, yeah, Lydia saying hello from San Diego. So hi, Lydia from San Diego. She's the new girl. So very good. I'm just putting some notes in my notes. So thank you very much, Dave. We love you. Send lots of hearts to Dave and let's let him run to the next meeting. Everybody can unmute
So we
now.
do need to, hey, I want to edify Lydia real quick. She's a silver in For Life.
Oh, Lydia. Wow, very good. Lydia, very good. It's the first time in our meeting, so thank you for being here, Lydia. Very good. Okay, everybody, you can take off your mics and say hello to your leader.
All right, guys, let's keep going, keep growing, all right? Keep going, keep growing, and get to the next level.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
Claudia. Great to see everyone.
Nice to see everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody have a wonderful For Life day. Talk to you all real
Bye-bye.
soon. Love you guys.
Gracias. Gracias. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
And I'm keep
Bye-bye.
going. Bye.
Thanks, Lydia. Ah.
Gracias.
Thank you.